It's Dragon Quest time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the figma number 500 from Dragon Quest, the Adventure of Dai. It's the main character, also called Dai, and figma 500. Oh my god, a very special release in the figma lineup, and a release I didn't really expect because, first of all, I didn't even know that Dragon Quest, the Adventure of Dai did get a re-release in like 2020. I remember watching some of the episodes back in the early 90s because I'm old, but hey, it's still a fun design. It has a little bit of that Dragon Ball charm to it. I feel like the art style really kind of resembles that, but according to what I've read about this figure, they really went above and beyond in terms of articulation and whatnot, because it is figma 500 and it's a special occasion. But let's find out if it's actually true. This figure stands at about 14 centimeters to the top of his hair, but if you're going to the top of the head, it would be 12 and a half. For your inches, that would mean goes up to 5.5 or 5 if you're just really top of the head, depending on how you look at it, but size comparisons. He is Jolter, the SH Figure Arts Kid Goku, and Super Saiyan Goku, Figma Gon, Figma 300, NECA Michelangelo, and Darkseid. Now for the overall look and detail for Dai, I can tell you it's anime accurate. First and foremost, of course, the face sculpt. Figma does not disappoint in that regard. It really looks like it jumped right out of the show. Got some nice gold and also the spiky hair. As I'm saying, it does have a bit of Dragon Ball vibe. And you can't argue, well, it's just like anime, they do have spiky hair. That's not what I mean. It's just like, I just go back to the first time I saw this show and I only knew Dragon Ball back then. I was like, I don't know, 8, 10 years old, and I was just like, oh, it's Dragon Ball, right? No. Anyway, moving on from that, you have some very, very, very nice detail also in the sword, especially the scabbard, and really some metallic silver and blue with the matte handle, and that's like the entire theme of the figure. There's a bunch of like more matte style based coloring on it, and also a lot more metallic. Going back to the front of it, you have the shoulder pads again, looks a lot more matte. And then for the gold in the chest area, there's a lot of it. It is nice and metallic and also very clean. Now you might be able to tell one thing immediately. This figure is kind of cut up in a lot of different pieces, and they tried out some stuff with the articulation. If it's good, if it's bad, I'll let you know in just a second. He got the symbol on his fist, more gold on his bracelets, and the belt buckle. As we move down to the pants, there's actually a little bit of a slip on mine over here. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, quality control issues. It's a small thing, so I'm not hating on it. I mean, I'm happy that everything is painted on here, and everything does look nice. I don't really have any problem with bleeding or some of the sorts. As we move down to the boots, we have some more gold and black on it. Very simple style, but I mean, again, it is executed well, and it definitely does look good. Now for the articulation, it is kind of weird in some parts, but the head, first and foremost, is standard stuff. Goes forward, goes to the back, does tilt side to side, and does go all the way around. By the way, the sword is just connected in the back, but you always have the strap that goes around it, so you will not be able to take it off. I just took it off on the back so I can move around the stuff that I have to show you. Then we got shoulder pads. You have the ball peg in there, ball hinge actually, so it goes up. And it does tilt side to side, so you can bring it in some poses depending on where you want to go with this. Now for the shoulder articulation, you have the double ball again, but also like a peg in between of it, which makes it kind of hard to move it. And there's something else in there, but it does work. You can pull it down, can pull it up, does go back and forth, and obviously you have the big ball hinge in the shoulder itself, which does for some very good articulation. But they also have kind of like a butterfly joint. It moves out in the back. You have this entire piece which is rotating out, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. It does get the job done, it does move forward a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. I guess they're really pushing home the fact that he can go into like his stance. You have the ball hinge in the elbow, classic stuff. Another ball hinge in the fist, which goes up and down. If I could rotate it in the right direction, up and down. Also works as a swivel. For the chest area, you have some actually very nimble back and forth motion, does tilt side to side, and would go all the way around. I don't want to scratch any of the paint off, so I'm not gonna force it too much. Then for the hip part, you have like kind of shifting hips. It's a little bit of shift in there, so you can bring that back and forth. Also up and down, side to side a little bit, and also this is disconnecting anyway. But also rotates all the way around at the hips. For the legs, it's like the leg articulation where you have another hinge in there so you can bring it down. Does go forward a lot. Does go out to the side because they left a little bit of a cut in there. And it does go to the back beautifully. You can also rotate it on the socket. Got the simple ball hinge also in the knee. The boots are not on a swivel, which I kind of find weird. It looks the way they're connected. I thought it was, but it's not. So then the foot moves side to side, has a bit of a pivot, moves forward to the back, and does have a toe hinge. For your accessories, first and foremost, this big piece of energy effect is for the Avantstrash effect, if I pronounce that correctly, I don't know. There's a lot of blue lines going up, there's a little bit of rocks in there, and it really looks cool. There's a little bit of white to spray it on to the lower half, and it's a really actually great looking effect part, and I'm actually surprised because we don't really get a lot of effect parts by Figma. Also, it is sturdy up here, but it's thin, so don't break it off. Be very careful with this. I'm probably not going to display it because it takes up a lot of space. You have the sword out of the scabbard, and as Figma usually does, you have the entire sword, and if you don't want to display the scabbard without the sword, you just take it out. What I mean by that is, like, if you want to display him with the sword, you take this entire piece, slide it off, put the sword in his hand, and then put the other part on top of the scabbard, and there you go. You have his little friend, who's Gome, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but this little golden guy looks like a Dragon Crest slime with wings. Maybe it's like a holy Dragon Crest slime. And you have open hands and just holding hands. Very low on the hand department, which is kind of weird. And for the face sculpt, you have the shouting face and the angry gritting teeth face. Then you have also an extra adaptation point like for the base, which is for his little buddy. You have the ball joint in there, just connect them on there. And then you have this, which you can connect, this clamp, you can connect it on the base. Here's the base, standard Figma base, even though it's just, you know, is the texturing on the base a little bit different. I don't know, it seems different. I might be tripping, and also there's the Figma back, and that's all. Final thoughts! And yes, this isn't the Avantstrash pose, but you know, it's kind of a little bit going in that direction. I tried around with it, but I really wanted to put it in my own pose, and it does work. The articulation is excellent. It's a step up from just about, I want to say every Figma ever, but you know, I don't want to lean myself too much out of the window with that statement, so I'm just gonna say it's definitely top 5, I'd say. But other than that, yeah, I'm struggling to come up with anything bad about this figure. Personally, just one thing, I'm perplexed why this one is Figma 500. Now, I don't want to talk down on all the fans of Dragon Quest, or specifically the Adventures of Dai. Maybe it's like a huge, big, ultra-mongous thing in Japan or wherever, but I just like, okay, sure. I mean, the figure's still great. And also, like, what was it, like, Figma 400 was a Squid Girl from Splatoon. Same thing, I know, where the fates at? They don't even do Hatsune Miku for the round ones anymore. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This figure is amazing. Go out and buy it because it is one of the finest releases that Good Smile has done for the Figma line in a while. Hands down. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Dai wants.